President Joe Biden reportedly preparing to formally announce he is running for re-election next week. The president's team is planning to launch his 2024 campaign as early as Tuesday, according to three sources familiar with the plans. Tuesday is the anniversary of Biden's 2020 campaign announcement. That news comes nearly half of Democrats think President Joe Biden should run again in 2024. The latest AP NORC poll out this morning shows 47% of Democrats want him to run again. That's up from 37% in January. 81% of Democrats say they'd at least probably support the president in the general election if he was the party's nominee, with 41% saying they definitely would and 40% saying they probably would. The poll also found Biden's job approval rating at 42%, up 4 points from last month.
Let's bring in right now senior national political correspondent for The Washington Post, Ashley Parker, and the host of MSNBC's Politics Nation and president of the National Action Network, Reverend Al Sharpton. Hey, Rev. So I'm looking at these numbers from Joe Biden. He always sort of underperforms in the polls to where he actually is. We've seen that time and time again. We certainly saw it before the 2022 midterms. But these numbers reminds me of what, people were saying about Harry Truman before his big 1948 win. We're just mild about Harry. That's kind of how Democrats have always felt about Biden. But he always seems to overperform, always seems to be underestimated. Do you think that's the same case here? And are you pretty sure he's going to run and announce that next week?
I'm pretty sure he's going to announce, and I'm pretty sure he's being underestimated. And I'm also pretty sure that's part of what energizes him. I think that to be underestimated is some of the motivation he has to go out and do what he does. I mean, if you look at just his travel schedule for the last several weeks, incredible. He's been, I don't know, many presidents that have gone to as many places in that short span of time, including the overseas trip where you did this interview with him that we're waiting to see, by the way, but that I digress. But I think that he has really shown a kind of energy that you get when you want to fight a fight that you think you're behind, or at least you're being projected as behind, but you know deep inside that you are far better than that. And I think it's a motivation for him, and I think it's good for his candidacy.
Ashley, it is so fascinating. This is one of the most underestimated people I've seen in politics in a very long time. And by the way, not by Republicans. Of course, they're going to criticize him. But Democrats, and I know you hear the same thing as I do, say, oh, Joe Biden, he's too old to run for president in 2020. And Joe Biden, oh, he got embarrassed in Iowa. He got embarrassed in New Hampshire. The old man should just go home. Then he went South Carolina. Then he beats the 16 people that were running against him. Then he's too old to be president. He gets elected. We heard it. And I keep hearing this from Democrats. Oh, his best days are behind him. And then he shocks people, and the Democrats do, with a historic achievement in the midterms. Then you start hearing it a couple weeks later. Then he delivers a State of the Union address. Then people go, oh, my God, Biden, he's back. He's ready. Then 2 weeks later, Democrats start. I mean, come on, Ashley. I know you hear it. I hear it. This has been going on since Joe Biden's, I guess, since he's been in politics. He's always underestimated.
You're absolutely right. I'm still hearing that from some Democrats, especially those concerns about age. But a couple things. People who are close to Biden have said, and they apply this to politics, but also, frankly, to his life, that he is simultaneously the luckiest and unluckiest man alive. A lot of personal tragedies, a lot of political losses in, presidential primaries before he came back and won it. And if you look at Biden himself, I mean, he has a lot of adages and quips, but he always says, don't compare me to the almighty, compare me to the alternative. So if you look in that context, which is that elections are always about choices and binary choices, right now he has, despite private gripes and grumbles and whispers and concerns, he has no meaningful Democratic primary challenge, nor is he expected to get one. He sort of put that all away with the very successful midterm elections. And then it will be a binary choice again between him and a Republican nominee who could again be someone like Donald Trump, where Joe Biden believes, with some historical evidence and that he beat Donald Trump in 2020, that he will be the preferred alternative there as well.